The root of suffering is attachment. These timeless words from the Buddha aren't just poetic, they're a mirror to the silent struggle within us all. We cling to people, to outcomes, to identities, to illusions of control. And the tighter we grip, the more we suffer. Like a river blocked by debris, our peace cannot flow when we're entangled in resistance. But what if true strength isn't in holding on, but in letting go? Imagine a life where you no longer chase what isn't meant for you, where you release what burdens your soul and allow life to unfold with grace, not force. In this video, we explore 6 powerful Buddhist-inspired truths, each one a step toward liberation, clarity, and unshakable peace. Because the moment you finally let go, everything begins to fall into place. Letting go isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's how you reclaim your energy, return to the present, and rise above the chaos. If you've been searching for peace, maybe it's time to stop searching and start releasing. 1. Pain doesn't break you. Clinging does. Pain is a natural part of life. Every human being goes through it, whether it's the pain of loss, betrayal, disappointment, or failure. But the pain itself isn't what truly destroys you. It's your resistance to letting it go. What causes the real suffering is when you hold on to that pain long after the moment has passed. You keep replaying the same memory in your mind, analyzing every word that was said, wishing you could change what already happened. You relive the betrayal, you rehearse the argument, you keep looking for meaning in a chapter that's already closed. But here's the truth. You're not breaking because of what happened. You're breaking because you won't stop carrying it. It's like picking up a heavy rock and refusing to put it down. At first, it's just weight. But the longer you hold it, the more it exhausts you. Eventually, it doesn't matter how strong you are. It starts to break you. And that's what clinging to pain does. It drains your energy, clouds your thinking, and keeps you stuck in the past. You begin to identify with your wounds. You begin to think, this is who I am now, the person who was hurt, betrayed, abandoned. But that's not who you are. Your pain is something you experienced. It is not your identity. Letting go doesn't mean the pain didn't matter. It doesn't mean you forget what you went through. It means you choose to stop giving it power over your present. It means you've made peace with it. You understand it shaped you, but it does not define you. Letting go is an act of strength. It's how healing begins. It's how you stop living inside your wounds and start building a life beyond them. You were never meant to carry pain forever. You were meant to feel it, learn from it, and release it when it no longer serves your growth. So stop clinging to what hurt you. Stop trying to rewrite the past in your mind. It's over, and you're still here. That alone is proof that you're stronger than what tried to break you. You have a future waiting, but you can't reach it while your hands are still full of the past. Let go, not to forget, not to erase, but to finally give yourself the permission to heal and move forward. 2. Control is killing your peace. We all want to feel safe, and somewhere along the way, we started believing that the more we can control, people, plans, outcomes, the safer we'll feel. So we try to manage everything. We obsess over the details. We overthink conversations. We chase perfection and certainty. But here's the truth that most people avoid. Control is an illusion. You can't control what others say or do. You can't control how life unfolds. You can only control how you respond. The more you try to force life to match your expectations, the more frustrated and anxious you become. You try to script every moment, and when reality doesn't follow your plan, you feel like something's wrong. But nothing is wrong. You're just trying to grip something that isn't meant to be held. Control doesn't bring peace. It brings pressure. Constant pressure to make everything go the right way. But life was never meant to be perfectly predictable. It was meant to flow, to shift, to teach you through uncertainty. Trying to control everything is like trying to hold water in your hands. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips away. But when you open your palms and let it flow, you begin to feel the natural rhythm of life. You begin to trust it, and that's what letting go of control really is. Trust. Trust that even if you don't have all the answers, things will work out. Trust that not everything needs to go according to your timeline. Trust that the universe knows what it's doing, even when you don't. Letting go of control doesn't mean becoming passive. It means you act with intention, but release your attachment to the outcome. It means doing your best, but not falling apart if things don't go your way. When you stop trying to control every piece of life, you create space for peace to enter. You breathe deeper. You sleep better. You reconnect with the present moment instead of living in fear of the future. Peace isn't found in mastering every detail. It's found in surrendering to the flow of life, in trusting that what's meant for you will find you, and that you don't need to fight for what's already yours. So take a breath, loosen your grip, let go of control, and allow life to unfold in its own perfect timing. 3. Let go or be drained. Every day you carry more than you realize. Thoughts, emotions, people, expectations. And if you're not careful, those things become chains. You begin to wake up already tired, not because of what's ahead of you, but because of what you're dragging behind you. You think holding on makes you strong. You believe that if you just push harder, love more, sacrifice more, maybe it will get better. But truth doesn't care about your effort. What drains you isn't always the task. It's the weight. It's the weight of things that no longer belong in your life. Some people are draining you. Some goals are no longer aligned with who you're becoming. Some beliefs you've held for years are keeping you stuck in cycles of stress, confusion, and burnout. You keep pouring your energy into things that give nothing back, and you wonder why your motivation is gone, why your mind feels heavy, why you've lost your joy. The answer is simple but hard to accept. You haven't made space. You're trying to grow in a room filled with clutter, and you can't move forward while dragging things from the past that no longer serve your future. You've outgrown certain habits. You've outgrown certain people. You've outgrown versions of yourself that were built in survival mode, and yet you're still loyal to them. You still respond to people who don't respect you. You still chase approval from those who never gave it. You still water dead plants, hoping they'll bloom again. But what's dead is dead. Stop trying to revive what was never meant to last forever. Some connections were meant to teach, not to stay. Some dreams were stepping stones, not final destinations. The more you cling, the more you bleed. Energy is not infinite. Focus is not infinite. Time is not infinite. You're wasting precious resources on what's already fading, and life doesn't wait. You must be ruthless about what drains you. Not cruel, ruthless. Know this, not everything deserves your energy. Not every fight needs your voice. Not every situation requires your attention. Not every person deserves access to your mind and heart. The stronger you become, the quieter you become. And the quieter you become, the more you realize what's worth holding and what's stealing your life force. Letting go is not giving up. It's making room. It's how you pull your energy out of the past and bring it back to the present. You can't keep pouring into broken containers. You can't keep investing in things that keep you small. If it drains you, distracts you, disturbs your peace, it's a signal. And ignoring that signal comes with a cost. You become mentally tired, emotionally flat, spiritually disconnected. When you let go, something powerful happens. You get your energy back, you get your clarity back, your path opens. Doors that were invisible start to appear. Because you're finally light enough to move. You're finally free enough to rise. You stop begging life to work and start aligning with what already wants to work for you. Letting go is not about becoming cold. It's about becoming clear. It's about being honest about what's no longer serving your growth. Some things are not meant to last. Some people were only meant to walk part of the journey. When you accept that, you stop forcing what's breaking. You stop fighting against natural endings. You begin to protect your energy like it's sacred, because it is. Every choice you make either feeds your power or steals it. And right now, something in your life is draining you. Not because it's evil, but because it's expired. The version of you that needed it no longer exists. You've evolved. You've outgrown the lesson. Now it's time to apply the wisdom. You don't have to explain it. You don't have to justify it. You just have to choose yourself. Letting go doesn't mean you hate them. It doesn't mean you failed. It means you've learned. It means you've grown. It means you're finally ready to stop shrinking to fit what no longer fits you. This is your sign to release the weight. Release the guilt. Release the pressure to keep what's draining you just because you've carried it for so long. You're allowed to start over. You're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to walk away from what's costing your peace. This is your permission to let go. Not because it's easy, but because your future depends on it. Because your energy is sacred, your peace is sacred, and your growth can no longer be delayed by things that were never meant to last this long. So choose peace, choose lightness, choose freedom. Let go, not to escape, but to finally return to the version of you that's been buried under all the weight you were never meant to carry. Attachment is the real prison. Most people think freedom means doing whatever you want, but that's surface level. Real freedom has nothing to do with control. It's about liberation from the chains inside your mind. And nothing chains the mind more than attachment. Attachment to people, to outcomes, to identities, to how you think life should be. The truth is, most suffering doesn't come from life itself. It comes from your refusal to let go of what you thought life should look like. You attach to a version of someone in your mind, even when they no longer match that version in reality. You hold on to a dream that no longer aligns with who you've become. You stay loyal to an identity you built years ago, one rooted in fear, insecurity, and survival. And the longer you hold on, the more you feel stuck. Because attachment creates expectations, and expectations create disappointment. You begin to feel trapped, not because of the situation, but because of your inner refusal to release it. Attachment is a prison you build yourself. It looks harmless at first. It feels like love. It feels like ambition. It feels like loyalty. But slowly it becomes dependency. And dependency steals your peace. It makes your happiness conditional. Conditional on someone staying. Conditional on everything going your way. Conditional on constant validation, approval, and control. And once your peace depends on something outside of you, you lose your power. That's the trap. Attachment convinces you that without this thing, person, or result, you are not complete. But that is a lie. You were whole before they arrived. You'll be whole after they leave. You don't need anything to stay the same for you to feel calm. You only need to let go of the belief that says you do. You don't suffer because something ended. You suffer because you believe it shouldn't have. You fight reality. You resist change. You grip tightly to what's already gone. But life is not meant to be frozen. Everything in nature changes, shifts, flows. The tree does not hold its leaves when the season ends. The river does not beg the water to stay. Nature trusts the process, and so must you. Letting go of attachment is not becoming cold or uncaring. It's becoming free. It's loving without clinging. It's trying without obsessing. It's caring deeply, but not losing yourself in the process. It's knowing that love is real, even if it doesn't last. That failure is not your identity. That your worth does not rise and fall with outcomes. that your peace is yours, not something anyone can give or take. Detachment is not indifference, it's clarity. It's knowing the difference between effort and obsession, between presence and possession, between loyalty and self-betrayal. When you detach, you stop over-investing in what's beyond your control. You stop pouring your soul into every uncertain outcome. You stop trying to force meaning out of what's already fading. This is where real peace begins, not when everything goes your way, but when you stop needing it to. Not when people love you the way you expect, but when you accept them as they are, or walk away if you must. Detachment lets you breathe. It returns your power. It gives you space to move through life without being emotionally hijacked every time something shifts. Letting go is not a loss. It's a return to your center, a return to your values, a return to your inner stillness. When you release attachment, you can finally see clearly. You realize most of the chaos in your mind came from your grip, not from reality itself. You realize peace was always available. You were just too busy holding on to notice it. You don't need to control everything to feel safe. You don't need to hold everything together to feel worthy. You don't need to keep everyone in your life to feel loved. You need to be brave enough to stand in the truth, even when it means letting go. Because holding on to the wrong thing can cost you everything: your peace, your growth, your future. Freedom is on the other side of surrender. You won't find it by clinging tighter. You'll find it by loosening your grip, softening your heart, and trusting that you don't need to force what's meant to be. What's real will stay. What's true will grow. What's aligned will rise naturally. So release your attachments to people who don't see you, to outcomes you can't control, to identities you've outgrown. Because the real prison isn't outside, it's inside the mind that refuses to let go. And the key to escape isn't in changing others. It's in changing your relationship with what you hold on to. The door is already open. All you have to do is walk through it. 5. Rejection is divine redirection. Rejection feels personal. It cuts deep. Whether it's someone walking away, an opportunity slipping through your fingers, or a dream collapsing after years of effort, when it happens, it stings. You question yourself. You blame yourself. You wonder if you weren't good enough, strong enough, smart enough, worthy enough. But that's the lie rejection tells you. The truth is far greater. Rejection is not the end. It's a redirection. Life is not punishing you. It's protecting you. It's steering you away from what would have destroyed you in the long run, even if it felt right in the short term. You can't see it when you're in the middle of the storm, but step back and the patterns appear. The doors that closed saved you. The people who left freed you. The failures that broke you rebuilt you. You think you were rejected, but in reality, you were rerouted. You were pulled out of the wrong story and placed back into your true path. You just didn't recognize it because pain distorts clarity. You only saw the loss, not the lesson. You only saw the ending, not the escape. You only saw who left, not what left with them. The confusion, the false hope, the misalignment. Rejection is not personal. It's purposeful. It's life saying, not this, not here, not now. But because you're attached, you resist it. You beg for things to stay the same. You chase people who have already let go. You cry over doors that were never meant to open. But you must understand, if it was meant for you, nothing could stop it. And if it's not meant for you, no amount of effort can force it to stay. So let it go. Let go of the idea that rejection equals failure. Let go of the belief that you're not enough. Rejection doesn't reflect your worth. It reflects misalignment. It means something was out of sync. Something wasn't right. Maybe you couldn't see it yet, but your soul did, and life responded. Not with punishment, but with protection. Some of the greatest breakthroughs in your life will come disguised as heartbreak. What you thought was breaking you was actually shaking you awake, making you aware of what you truly need, forcing you to evolve. Every rejection is a mirror. It shows you where you've placed your identity in things outside yourself. It exposes what you depended on for validation, happiness, and purpose. When someone walks away, they create space. That space is not emptiness. It's an invitation to reconnect with yourself, to grow, to shift, to realign. When a job doesn't work out, it's not the end of your value. It's the start of a search for deeper purpose. When an opportunity disappears, it's not because you were unworthy. It's because there is something better. You just couldn't see it while you were clinging to the familiar. The truth is, what leaves your life is often saving your life. It's saving your time, your energy, your potential. It's making room for something that fits who you're becoming, not who you used to be. But you only find it if you stop mourning the closed door and start walking toward the new one. You need to stop chasing what walked away. Stop shrinking yourself to fit where you no longer belong. Stop proving your worth to people who already made the decision to leave. Their exit is not your failure, it's their choice. And sometimes their absence is the exact space you need to finally hear your own voice again. There is something deeply sacred in rejection. It reveals your resilience. It burns away illusions. It strips you down to the truth. It forces you to meet yourself in the silence, without the noise of others' approval. And in that silence, you find clarity. You find strength. You find out who you really are when nothing and no one is holding you up. Let rejection be your teacher. Let it refine you. Let it show you what you truly value. Let it guide you, not toward revenge, bitterness, or fear, but toward alignment, purpose, and truth. You weren't rejected. You were redirected toward a version of yourself that doesn't settle for less, that doesn't beg for love, that doesn't stay where your soul doesn't belong. Rejection hurts because it touches something deep, but pain is not the enemy. Pain is the portal. It opens the door to growth that comfort could never give you. It wakes you up to possibilities you wouldn't have chosen on your own. Don't curse the closed doors. Bless them. They're doing the work you couldn't do yourself, removing what no longer fits your journey. So if you've been rejected, left behind, overlooked, or forgotten, remember this: nothing real can be taken from you, and nothing fake can ever sustain you. What left wasn't the loss. What's coming is the reward. Keep walking. Keep trusting. Keep rising. Rejection is not a wall. It's a signpost. One that says, turn here. There's something better. 6. You're too full to receive anything new. There is a reason your life feels stuck. It's not because you aren't capable. It's not because blessings aren't coming. It's because you're full, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, full of noise, full of clutter, full of weight you were never meant to carry this long. And the truth is brutal. You cannot receive when your hands, heart, and mind are already full. You want clarity, but you won't release confusion. You want love, but you won't let go of the one who broke you. You want peace, but you keep revisiting chaos. You want a new chapter, but you're still rereading the old one every night in your mind. You want freedom, but you're afraid to loosen your grip. And in that fear, you block what's meant for you. Because life doesn't pour new energy into old containers. It waits, not to punish, but to protect. To make sure you're ready, to make sure there's space for what's coming. You are not being denied. You are being held in pause. And that pause is sacred. It's the space where you are called to release. Not because what you had was worthless, but because it has served its purpose. Some relationships were there to wake you up, not walk with you forever. Some identities you built were meant to help you survive, but now they're stopping you from living. Some routines, goals, and dreams were never yours to begin with. You adopted them from the world, from your past, from fear. And now they fill your life with noise that drowns your inner voice. You don't need to add more to your life. You need to subtract. You need to create space. Space is not emptiness. Space is potential. Space is where peace grows, where insight lives, where clarity finds you. But you only get it when you release what's in the way. You can't attract your future if your energy is still chained to the past. You can't build a new version of yourself while defending the limitations of your old one. Everything you're asking for, clarity, love, success, joy, is already trying to reach you. But it can't if your life is already filled with what no longer serves you. Imagine standing under the rain with both arms full of baggage. You can't catch anything. It just falls off. That's what life looks like when you refuse to let go. You're present but unavailable. You're alive but disconnected. You're busy but unfulfilled. You must empty yourself, not completely, not blindly, but intentionally. You must look at everything you're holding and ask, does this still belong in the next version of me? If the answer is no, release it. Let go of expired obligations. Let go of unreciprocated efforts. Let go of beliefs that tell you you're not worthy unless you're achieving, fixing, or proving something. Let go of the idea that growth always means adding. Sometimes growth means cleaning house. The life you want doesn't come by force, it comes by alignment. And alignment requires space. Think of a garden. If the soil is overgrown with weeds, no matter how much sunlight and rain comes, the seed won't grow. The weeds choke it. And that's what happens to your mind, your soul, your energy, when it's too full of what's no longer aligned. Start small. Let go of one thought that drains you, one habit that wastes your time, one relationship that pulls you backward. As you remove the weight, your energy returns. Your vision sharpens. Your path clears. You become magnetic, not because you're chasing, but because you've become a space where the right things feel welcome. Letting go is not just about loss, it's about readiness. Are you ready to receive peace? Then release what disrupts it. Are you ready to receive love? Then release what has hardened your heart. Are you ready to receive growth? Then release the comfort zone that keeps you small. What you refuse to let go of becomes the ceiling you cannot rise above. You must become the version of you who no longer needs to hold everything together just to feel safe, who no longer confuses heaviness with loyalty, who no longer wears exhaustion like a badge of honor. You are not meant to be full of stress, memories, noise, and regret. You are meant to carry presence, stillness, awareness, peace. And these things only live where there is space. Life is not waiting for you to be perfect. It's waiting for you to be open. And openness begins where clinging ends. If you want to receive what's truly meant for you, you must become light enough to catch it. So pause, breathe, look at what you're holding. Not everything you carry is meant to come with you. Put it down, make space, and watch how quickly life fills you with everything you've been waiting for. Conclusion. Letting go is not weakness, it's wisdom. It's not giving up, it's leveling up. It's the quiet decision to stop carrying what no longer serves your peace, your purpose, your future. You've held on long enough to pain, to people, to control, to expectations, to outdated versions of yourself. But now you see the truth. Pain doesn't break you. Clinging does. Control destroys your peace. What drains you delays your growth. Attachment is the invisible cage around your soul. Rejection was never a loss. It was redirection. And fullness without space blocks every blessing. The moment you finally release, you create space. Space for clarity, alignment, healing, strength, and all that life has been waiting to give you. Your freedom begins the second you stop forcing and start flowing. This is not the end. It's the beginning of a calmer, stronger, more awakened you. So breathe deeply, let the weight fall, and walk forward without what was never meant to stay. Because when you finally let go, everything begins to fall into place,